Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 175. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching this. I know we're doing the show on a little bit of a different day here on a Tuesday, but it's showcase time. All right, we have showcases left and right. We got to chat about them. We will still have an episode this upcoming Saturday, so if you are listening after the fact, it don't matter. There may be another episode for you to listen to as well. I got both the boys here with me, John and Zach, on Discord. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling?
I only watched half the Xbox showcase.
Really?
Attaboy, Zach.
Really? It was so good.
I mean, I went back through and watched what I cared about, but I've been working since Sunday. And
That's
I was like,
fair.
Yeah, I don't got time for this.
That's fair. That's fair. What about you, John? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. That's we were hoping we'd have some stuff to talk about, and we got a decent amount of stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, we definitely got a decent amount of stuff to talk about. Also, shout out to new logo, new overlay, stuff like that. Looking forward to the future of Gamesthetic in that regard. Going to be updating some merch stuff here in like the next week or so to reflect the new logo and everything. So shout out to that here for episode 175. For today's episode, we will only be doing Xbox Game Showcase and Summer Game Fest. We'll touch on anything else like Ubisoft Forward, Dragon Age gameplay, any other news bits through the week, whatever, on this upcoming episode this Saturday, which is June 15th. So shout out to that. Other than that, we'll shout out to our two sponsors, Agent Inc. and Rogue Energy, later on in the show. And I figure with all that said, if you're listening or watching, you know what to do. All content creators say the same thing. So just go ahead and do those things that everyone says. All right, boys. Let's go ahead and jump into things. You know, it is a Tuesday, a little Tuesday evening here. Let's move about things so we can all be about our way. Have a great evening. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with Summer Game Fest, or do we want to start with Xbox Game Showcase?
The Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, I'd say let's just get through that.
Let's just get through that, he says. All right.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, no, he's not. So, all right, let's just establish this off the top. All right, just 1 to 3 words max. What's everyone's thoughts on this show?
I'm with the majority of people. It was sort of meh.
I am in that boat as well. It was a mid show.
Yeah, it was mid as fuck.
All right, so that's established right out of the gate. Good. It was a mid show. You know, I made a short about it, so shout out to that. You should definitely go watch it. That Jeff Keighley made the right call to set expectations on this in advance. Like, hey,
Yeah, he really did. 'Cause
Yeah.
He said beforehand, it's an okay show.
Yeah,
but it's not.
It's okay. He even said we don't have that one more thing, which a little disrespectful to Phantom Blade Zero because it looks sick, but I do understand it's not to the same appeal as like, you know, an Elden Ring a couple years ago. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did say up front, you know, we don't have that one more thing. And I kind of felt that, like, even though like the show went on a little too long, whatever, once we got to the Phantom Blade Zero trailer and it, you know, the show ended, I'm like, oh, that was the end. That's what he meant by the no one more thing. Okay, I got it. I mean, when it comes to this show, I mean, it was cool to get some updates on stuff. Like we got the special editions for Black Myth Wukong revealed in this. That was cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero release date for Sonic X Shadow Generations. So that was cool. And in terms of new games, there was not a lot for me that stood out. All the Blumhouse stuff looks interesting. I did not expect to get 6 games revealed. I expect when I saw Blumhouse was going to be at the show, I was like, okay, we're probably going to get one big AAA cool horror game. I didn't expect 6 different horror games of all different types, and I'm just like, I'm here for this. This is cool. Power Rangers Rita Rewind is probably my highlight of the show.
I'll be curious about that one because I mean, I like a good beat 'em up, and Power Rangers one, I played the hell out of it on the NES.
Yep.
The art style and just how it looked, though, it did seem like it felt a bit odd to me. So I'd be
I
curious
loved
to see
it.
how. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me.
I loved it, dude. I loved the art style for the game. I really did. Because it reminded me so much of that era that you just mentioned. You know,
Yeah.
so like I loved it. I mean, I'm completely here for it. I'm a big Power Ranger fan. I've been in a big Power Ranger kick just recently, so when I saw that, I got mega hyped. So that was probably my biggest hype of the show. Cuff Bust looked like a lot of fun, though.
That seems interesting, considering it's from Choo Choo Charles' creator.
Yeah, as soon as I heard him say Choo Choo Charles creator, I'm just like, okay, this is going to be pretty interesting. No, Cuff Bust is definitely one that I would love to play with you guys. Like, you know, just as a group, we all play. Also, big shout out to when the game is coming. Did you guys see the comment on that in the trailer?
I don't remember.
It said coming 2025, maybe. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I did catch that.
10 out of 10.
I was. I'm normally the one to speak very highly of Summer Games Fest.
Yes, that is your
There,
show.
there's not a lot here that really like stood out to me too much besides stuff we already knew about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this. Like the Inotria, the last song, looks great.
That looked definitely interesting. That caught my eye too.
It's like that one. That one caught my eye. That especially like that trailer they had for it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, a game I'm probably not gonna play. I'm gonna say that up front. But Mecha Break
Mega Break
looks
does.
insane.
It does
It
look pretty
looks
cool.
insane.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's got a closed beta coming up you can sign for and really test it.
True.
I mean, I think my biggest take from it was Civ 7.
Yeah. Reveal on that one. True. Killer Bean was interesting, I guess. I mean, interesting. I mean, it's based on a movie for anyone that forgot the movie.
There's a movie?
Yeah, there was a movie in 2009 or 2007. It's the exact same
Really?
character. Yes, it's the exact same character. Like it's the same franchise. But yeah. So now he's getting like a GTA style game basically. So I guess shout out to
That
that.
was the thing.
Yeah. Slitterhead looked, I thought, pretty cool.
I mean, Slitherhead looked interesting, but also like as I was watching it, I couldn't keep interested in it.
I'm
I don't
agreeing
know
with
why.
John. Concept seems interesting. I have no clue what was happening in that trailer.
It's like, yeah, the actual concept, love. What we saw, not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. One thing I was going to ask both of you, because I don't know how much either of you guys are playing it. What was your thoughts on the finals update that we got for the Kyoto one?
Oh, that's gonna be hella fun with
Okay.
all the new melee weapon update. That's gonna be fantastic. Because I think out of John and me, I'm the one who usually ran melee like an idiot a lot of times.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
absolutely love the melee. So seeing
I
that
didn't
update will be fun.
I didn't run it much. It was occasionally fun to have, but I also haven't played much of the finals recently. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try to jump back into it.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I also wanted to shout out, just because like I don't know, it just kind of bugs me, and I was kind of curious you guys' thoughts on this, is the opening of the show where Jeff now finally addresses the layoffs and praises indie devs for this. Like, do you guys feel like that was legitimate? Because I don't feel like it was legitimate. I genuinely don't. Like he already said in his little interview earlier in the week, like, hey, have lower expectations. It's kind of a quieter year for game. In my opinion, he did that because it's like we don't have the big shit. Like I'm all for praising indie developers. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just trying to shit on Jeff's intentions because like, it doesn't feel legitimate to me because it's like last year was a historic year for layoffs. Why didn't you mention it at the Game Awards?
Yeah, it felt for me 100% out of place.
Agreed. Like I'm glad
Yeah,
it happened. I am, but it's like why didn't you do it before?
I would almost bet that it is brought up at the beginning of the show for the amount of flack he got at Game Awards for not mentioning it.
I agree. I don't know. It was just off-putting to me personally. You know, I wasn't a big fan of it, but it is what it is. Lego Horizon Adventures.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm not gonna play it. Like, I'm not big into Lego games anymore. Like, I really enjoyed the Star Wars ones when I was a kid. The Marvel ones have always been fun. This is not one that I'm probably gonna go out of my way to pick up. If I can get it for super cheap, yeah, sure, I'll pick up and play it. But I mean, it looks fun. It's a Lego game. Lego games are always fun. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have your dumb amount of fun with it. Coming out holiday this year, but coming to Switch. Thought that was interesting. Coming to Switch. So I guess shout out to that. Aloy is now eligible for Super Smash Brothers. She's on a Nintendo console. So shout out to that.
I mean, is that all it takes?
Basically.
It's not the highest bar to get in.
It's not. No More Room in Hell 2, which I know some people were pretty excited about that one.
That seemed very interesting. I looked into No More A Room in Hell 1, but didn't really go into it. With how 2 was set up, it seemed very interesting to me.
Yeah. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Yeah, that's coming out September 3rd. All
Did
right.
we need it? I mean, we knew about it, but did we need it?
Yeah, I mean, this was mostly just because there's been a ton of betas for this game.
Yeah.
It's like they were doing beta weekends every weekend
For a
for
while.
a long time. For this game, this is mostly just to be like, hey, game's actually coming out now.
Right. Let's see, like I said, Cuff Bust, which that looks like a dumb amount of fun. I'm here for that. Got another look at Star Wars Outlaws, which we also got an extended look in the Ubisoft Forward. Neva, from the creators of Gears, that's coming out
That
this
looks
year.
very pretty.
Yeah.
I will say that Neva at the beginning of the trailer had no interest in it. By the end of the trailer, probably something that I will at least attempt to play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the previous game, Gris, I enjoyed. I liked its art style because I did watch a couple playthroughs of it. And same with Neva. I may never play it myself, but it looks very beautiful, and I'll probably at least watch someone else play.
It's gonna be one of those games.
Yes.
Let's see, got the reveal for Civ 7, that being 2025. And then, like I said, the Black Myth Wukong, little CG trailer with the special editions revealed, which the special editions look sick. Looks like the collector's edition is already sold out, which comes with the statue. The deluxe I saw was still available with PlayAsia, which comes with his crown, which that's pretty sick. No physical game, though, happening, at least as of now. Apparently, with this being Game Science's first game that they're doing globally, they just apparently don't have the resources to ship out, a physical game worldwide. So they said they're working on it, and there's also no Xbox edition coming at launch because they're setting it to match their quality standards, is what they said, to optimizing. So I can't help but to think, is that once again the Series S holding something back? Because you got to optimize it for both. And in my opinion, the answer is yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it 100% would be because everything we've. I mean, you got to think back to the first time we saw Black Myth versus what we're seeing now. I don't think the Series S would keep up with it.
Yeah. So Xbox version coming at some point, though. I will say I sent John messages about this. I thought it was so funny after this trailer, where I was seeing stuff on Twitter of people being like, "Oh man, no gameplay. That's pretty sus to me. I'm gonna have to wait for a review or something like that, or whatever of the sort." Basically, commenting that it was just a CG trailer. She's like, "Oh, it's a CG trailer only, and it's coming out this year." Red flags, red flags. It's just like, this is that situation of people are still learning about the game. Like, there's an hour worth of gameplay you can find on YouTube. You're fine.
Yeah, it's like we've got in the last, like, I'd say 8 months, we've gotten more information on like gameplay and everything about this game than we have in the last 3 years.
Yeah. So, like, I just thought that was funny because we talked about that a couple weeks ago, where people are still learning about the game, and that was proof. That was 100% proof, and I thought it was funny. Next up, we had Once Human. We also had a metaphor trailer based on all the archetypes or the jobs, and they detail where there's going to be basically over 40 archetypes. I think the way they talked about it is like it's like a baseline of, I think, like 12, and then it can expand to 40 based on how you kind of take one archetype to expand it and evolve it, where it can end up being about 40. I could be wrong on that, but I thought that's what I heard. But either way, I mean, game still looks
40
fantastic.
plus.
Do what?
40 plus.
Yeah, it's like 40 plus, like as you can evolve stuff or whatever. So either way, looks sick. Still very excited for this game. Got a non-gameplay trailer of Batman Arkham Shadows, which that's the MetaQuest VR game, and loved in the Summer Game Fest when it popped up for VR. You could hear people in the crowd be like, "Boo!" Just can't blame them on that. Tears of Metal, that looked interesting.
Yeah.
Then the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero with a release date of October 11th, same day as Metaphor. Not a fan of that, but it is what it is.
That's an easy choice for me.
Yeah, for you.
And it's an easy choice for me too.
And for you, for me, I mean, I know my choice. At the end of the day, Sparking Zero, it's gonna just be a fighting game with some interesting aspects to it. I'll hop on, play a few hours, but I'm going to Metaphor after that for sure. I will say with the Dragon Ball Sparking thing, one thing that I did really enjoy is the what if scenarios that they included, where like at the beginning of the game you can choose to like have Piccolo come with you and help you or not. Or the what if scenario of what if Goku went Super Saiyan versus Vegeta in the Saiyan arc. I think that's really cool to include something like that. Like I'm here for that, where you can make some choices and see how the story goes. There's a collector's edition for it though, $220.
I was gonna say at this point, the amount of times we've played through the story, you might as well let us get weird with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was some of my favorite stuff in Budokai. Like, does anyone like?
What if instead of Trunks comes to kills Cooler, you just side with Cooler?
Yes, do shit like that, or where like in Budokai, freaking Cell absorbs Krillin, and he's a little midget. He's a little midget bug. Like that's awesome. That's just stupid and wacky. In Budokai 2, I think Tien and Yamcha fuse together. Yeah, they do. An ugly ass fusion. Ugly ass fusion. Jesus Christ. But it's a thing. So I was like, let us get weird. Let's have fun. Did have a collector's edition though for $220. The Broly Goku statue that comes with it looks pretty sick. Have not decided if I want to try to swing for it yet though. Delta Force Hawk Ops, PC Global Alpha in July. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves.
I was going to say, Delta Force looked awesome.
That actually interested you, John?
Yeah. I'm realizing I seem to have a flavor that I'm excited about right now, and it's definitely fitting in there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I was on the fence about it, but...
What about Fatal Fury, City of Wolves?
I mean, it's a Fatal Fury game, man. I haven't seen a Fatal Fury game in forever.
Yeah, kind of same as you got there, Zach. Just cool to see.
I'm gonna pick it up because I could look it up, but I don't remember the last time an official Fatal Fury game came out.
Could not tell you. Let's see, Battle Crush, and then of course we had the Mecha Break, the Blumhouse game slate, which those were all top to bottom. I thought were pretty interesting. Power Rangers. Very curious about them.
2 or 3 of them I would actually try.
Yeah, I agree to that. I mean, they all looked really interesting. John shaking his head, but I mean, I would like to play a majority of them. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm happy that Blumhouse is getting into the gaming space, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the approach they're taking, where they're like hitting up devs and stuff. Just be weird, do your thing. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm here for that. Let's have some weird games. Again, Power Rangers. We had Deer and Boy. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Slitterhead, Killer Bean, Karen, Wander Stop, Unknown 9 Awakening,
That seemed interesting.
the one that John didn't know how to pronounce, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it either, the Intria, I don't know. The last song, whatever that was. First Descendant, and then shout out to the Outer Sloth thing. Shout out to that. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool because it's kind of the same thing that Blumhouse is doing, where they're working with indie devs to make indie horror games. Like it's kind of the same concept where Outer Sloth is like, hey, I mean, everyone knows the story of Inner Sloth and Among Us at this point. They were a dying game. They were a dying company that got revived thanks to 2020. And big streamers finding the game and playing it, and all of a sudden now they're set for life, as long as they continue to, not, make great shit, right? Like now they're set, like their company was saved. So them kind of doing the same thing, making Outer Sloth as like a production company for indie devs to make their games. Like, hey, shout out to that, man. Indie devs supporting indie devs. Like we're here for that. That's awesome. Sonic X Shadow Generations with that October 25th release date. Dune Awakening did get a Dark and Darker trailer. Shout out to that, John.
Yeah, I mean, Dark and Darker officially back on Steam and Epic now.
Yep.
Believe it is in the free-to-play capacity, and there is a little bit of backlash with the free-to-play model that they have right now, because their free-to-play system as it currently is, you get one character, like you can only create one character, and you can only play in the normal matches, which is like the casual lobby. You can't play the high roller, which I think I did see an article where someone from Iron Mace did comment on that and saying that they're going to try to work on that because their free to play model not exactly up to par for a free to play model of a game these days.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there's some work done on that, and I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tried to connect it yet, but I don't know if they have the full functionality of connecting your account from, I forget the name of the client
Like
that they use for it.
blacksmith.
Yeah, Blacksmith. I don't know if there's full functionality with connecting your Blacksmith account to your Steam account yet, but it is. Last I saw, it was being worked on.
Okay. Well, I shout out to the fact that it's on Steam and Epic now again. You know what I mean? Like, shout out that it's actually, over this hump that they were going over.
Yeah.
So. Then we have Battle Aces, which this one just made me mad.
I don't.
Why?
This is one of those cases. And look, when I sent this to John, John's just like, that's immediately what I thought of. And I responded without hesitation. We both know that I'm not the brightest. All right, so let's go ahead and establish that.
From watching the trailer, he did not get that it was an RTS game.
That trailer looked so sick to me, and I was so excited for it. And then it's like, it's an RTS. And I'm like, I don't give a shit now. I feel betrayed.
How'd you not notice it was an RTS?
Look, man, I already said
that was my thought.
It's established that I'm not the smartest guy in the world here. All right, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the tool shed. All right, we should know that by now.
I will say I am curious about this game purely because when they talked about it briefly after the trailer, they were talking about wanting to make it accessible to everyone and eliminating the tedious clicking that is
I saw
typically associated with RTS games. I don't know what that means. I don't understand what they're trying to do there. So I'm interested to see how they're trying to solve that problem.
Yeah. But I will say, I was not the only one that was deceived by that trailer. There were other people on Twitter that felt the same way.
I think it might be non-RTS people
Probably.
not recognizing RTS.
All the signs.
Yeah, all the signs that are clearly there, and we're just not all intelligent enough to spot it, like me. Hey, look, the thing is though, at least I'm man enough to admit it that I am not very smart. My bad. Next up, we had the finals update. We also had an update for Alan Wake 2 Night Springs. It's out right now. Actually, it shadow dropped.
I'm gonna be honest. The collector's edition or deluxe edition physical was also really nice.
Yeah. So Alan Wake 2 is coming physically after it was originally a digital only launch. Coming out physically now. So big shout out to that. It's coming this fall. It does look really nice. We also have New World coming to console in October. So coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. A big shout out to New World. Yeah, we get a new breath of life there.
Yeah, I will say that that's actually kind of nice because, like, having played New World, I feel like that would be a great console game.
I do too.
Yeah,
especially with like the nature of how the game is played.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to jump into it and even just to test it out on console would be great.
Yeah. We also had Hyper Light Breaker early access later this summer. Party Animals getting a cart mode, so shout out to that. Skate still working on it. That was kind of the main thing that they wanted everyone to know is that they're working on the game. And then a Power World update. I think it's the biggest update so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Biggest update by far.
I was gonna ask John, how excited are you about to come back in?
I was actually talking to one of my buddies about it, like kind of because he didn't watch any of the showcase, so I was like walking him through it, and he ended up looking at it. Could be interesting to jump back into. I'm gonna have to get with my other buddy because he was actually running the last server we were playing.
Gotcha.
So if we want to get back into it, I'll have to get with him to try to get that server back up and going. But yeah, it looked great. Whole new island, new raid, new gear, new level cap, some new pals, and I don't remember what they called it, or it was a stronghold, like oil rig stronghold.
Yeah,
looked fairly interesting. It's like I haven't played Power World in a while, but it's like jumping back into it. I mean, honestly, I'd be mostly interested to see some of like the quality of life stuff they've added, along with all the new update stuff.
Then we had Valorant to console 4 years after the game launch. I'm excited for this one personally. I've gone
Are you
on
gonna play Valorant?
I've gone on record that I am horrible at keyboard mouse games. I just am. All right, whatever. Call me a bitch. I don't care. Valorant has never really had controller support, and I've always wanted to try to play the game. So it coming to console is cool. I'm here for this. At least when it dropped, it had no controller support. If it's got it now, awesome.
Oh,
Haven't
no, it
checked.
doesn't.
Huh?
It doesn't.
Okay. I didn't think so because that's always been the one thing that's prevented me from playing the game because I'm a bitch and I can't play keyboard and mouse. Again, at least I can admit it though. So it coming to console. That's cool. Beta next week. When it comes to console, officially, I'll play it. I'll give it a shot. Finally, 4 years later. And then we
can carry over.
do it now.
I wonder if you can carry your account stuff over.
I would assume so.
I would assume so because it's all Riot account based these days, and there's already the like, especially for Xbox, there's already like the Riot implementation of it that you can tie into it.
Because I mean, I'll play Valorant again on console, but I really don't want to start over.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it would be a safe bet that it would.
Then we had Squad Busters, which just had a very overstacked cast for a trailer.
Yeah.
Yep. It had freaking Chris Hemsworth in it. And I can't remember the actor's name, but the dude from Hangover, as the lead chicken there. So I mean, it was a very, had a couple other, notable people there. So very stacked cast of a trailer for that mobile game. So shout out to that. Hopefully it'll all be worth it. The Monster Hunter Wilds, you got a little new trailer on that one with announcement of crossplay for all platforms. So shout out to that.
Not just crossplay for all platforms, simultaneous release for all platforms.
Hey, there you go.
Which is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
The crossplay thing's pretty big. Also, it'll be nice that you'll actually be able to pick it up on any console you want to, or like any console or PC you want to, pretty much, and still be able to play with whoever. Because that's been the downside previously. Is like with World, I think I bought it initially on Xbox. My friends who were actually playing it were playing it on PC, so then I ended up picking it up later on PC, but they were done with it by then.
Oof.
It all circles back around though. Everybody gets interested in it again.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
And then ended with, again, Phantom Blade Zero, which I thought the gameplay for this looked sick. We had a reveal for this in a state of play like sometime last year or whatever, but we didn't get much of a reveal. So finally getting some gameplay reveal. I'm here for it. I think the game looks really cool. I thought it was a high, fast-paced gameplay, and it looks really nice.
I think part of my problem with the whole showcase is the ending with Phantom Blade Zero. Nothing against Phantom Blade Zero.
I feel you.
It's the fact that even if there's no this is the next big thing, or here's our final showcase or something, we didn't get anything new to end.
Oh, yeah, like a new game, yeah.
We didn't get a new announcement. We just got an update, which, while cool and like you said, fast paced, looks really interesting, kind of put a little bit of a spoil on the ending for me.
I think that's probably, now that you put it that way, that's probably the best way to describe why the ending kind of felt lackluster. Because I think we're just so used to having a new announcement, at the end, or at least a pretty big reveal. Like, obviously, we knew Elden Ring was a thing, but we never saw Elden Ring gameplay until that. Something like that, which I understand for Phantom Blade, this was the gameplay reveal, sure. But like I said at the beginning of the show, while it looks cool, no disrespect to the game, it's not to the same level as an Elden Ring. You know what I mean? So it probably would have been better if we had like some new reveal or something at the end.
Well, that's the thing. We've been conditioned for the last 5-6 years that every showcase ends with your big banger. And like you said, no offense to Phantom Blade, it didn't have that big energy.
Yeah.
That I would typically associate with an end of showcase game.
I agree. Unfortunate, but I agree because it does look really cool. Well, anyway, that was Summer Game Fest. All right, boys, we need to do our official rating that we mocked up. Well, what number rating would you give this showcase? We have a
I can't
guideline.
read that.
You know what they are. We have a guideline. I give it a 5, which is mid.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
So terrible.
I'm giving it a 4.
Is
And
that,
it's
what
like
is that what it says? Does that say terrible?
You can't read it.
Okay, let me say this in case it does actually say terrible. We'll have to go back and make a new card or get a whiteboard or something to make it a little more readable on that. But my reasoning for giving it a 4, even if we do call that like terrible or bad or whatever we're calling it, is
shout out to Tyler.
As stated previously, Summer Game Fest is typically the showcase that I come out of the most excited out of the year.
Yeah.
And so I even trying not to go in with high expectations, with Jeff saying it's not going to be a crazy show, to kind of temper your expectations. I still tend to get excited for it because I'm usually there for the smaller games with Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
There was not a lot to be excited about for me this time. So just kind of based on the history of Summer Game Fest usually being the top of the year, in my opinion, it was kind of whatever.
Yeah. As for me, I would give it probably a 6 in my opinion, just because
So fine.
there were several games that I was excited to see and look at and whatnot. So I mean, I give it over. It was not a great show. It was still mid, but it was fine.
Yeah, it's like there were 2 or 3 games that looked interesting to me on this showcase, and I mean we got a cool CGI for Black Myth, but it's not gonna save the showcase for me.
All right. Hold on. We almost got this done.
He's just making a bigger version of an unreadable text.
Yep.
Correct. Because I have horrible handwriting. All right, here we go. I got the board set.
Why did you write it so small?
I can't help it, okay?
You have so much room on that whiteboard.
Well, this is what we got to deal with it.
We'll clean it up before the next showcase or before the next episode.
I need to get a second whiteboard because I know Tyler wants to use this for ATFS. So we need to get another. Yeah. I'm going to tell Tyler, hey, you bought the first one, buy me another one. I need another one. Give me another one in the studio.
Yeah, we'll have that written a little cleaner for the next episode.
All right, let's shout one of our sponsors. Let's shout Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. You don't have to use our promo code, though. Just use the referral link, and you're going to support the brand, and we're going to appreciate that support. You can check out the hydration line like Dragon Fruit Mango, the chill line with strawberry hibiscus, or the energy line, whether it be the powder or the cans. For the powder, Rocket Pop, Great Popsicle, Strawberry Kiwi are some great ones to check out. And for the cans, Black Cherry Lemonade is fantastic. Use our referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off. Yeah, we'll get this cleaned up. But I segue into something here. I know someone who can get it really cleaned up and looking real nice for us, and that is my newly fiance. I got engaged this past weekend, so shout out to that. I know she could probably clean it up for us, so I may pass it off. I may pass that off to her. Like, just make this look nice, make it look big and pretty and readable, so we can put it up in the studio. So shout out to her. Wonderful weekend. All right, Xbox Game Showcase. Same thing that we did for Summer Game Fest. Off the top, 1 to 3 words. How are we feeling? Where are we at on this? I thought it was amazing. Let me break the silence. I thought it was great. I loved it.
I mean, stuff look forward.
All right, so you're playing by the actual rules. I respect that.
Xbox looks great.
You're both playing by the rules, and I'm not. I respect that.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think of something, but it's like, yeah, I mean,
I will say
W-
I would love to do a video series like that because John, you know exactly the one that I like because you probably like the same one with the 3 count.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, I would love to do that for games. Would love to do that. That'd be so much fun.
yeah. Uh, yeah, we went into this before the showcase. Me and you were kind of the opinion, kind of this is your last chance to keep me.
Basically, it really was.
And let's just say
They came out strong.
they took that as a challenge, and I think universally everyone is excited.
It was the MJ. I took that personally.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. I mean, and it was, man. This was kind of like their last chance. Like you had so many delays, so many like failures. It's like you've had so much in the works for years. It's like you got to finally show us something. And as we've said before, we were about to start feeling the payoff of everything. And I feel like this showcase was proof of it. I thought this was a phenomenal showcase. Kicked off with, the Black Ops 6 campaign first look, which for
Yep.
Black Ops fans, for COD fans, that's awesome. And apparently it looks great from my general understanding, especially considering the Modern Warfare 3 campaign was like 2 hours and crap. So this is already more exciting than what they've previously gotten. So shout out to that. But then let off with the reveal of the game that got leaked previously, Doom: The Dark Ages. I gotta say, this looks sick. I'm not a Doom
It does
guy,
actually look good.
but this looks so cool.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily a Doom guy, but I mean the trailer did its job. Even I was excited
Yeah.
while watching it.
Like, looked so cool. The shield thing looked cool. He was riding a freaking dragon at one point. That was awesome. Like, this game actually looks really sick. Like, it makes me actually want to go try a Doom game right now. Like, I know it'll be a different vibe and everything. I get that, but like, it makes me actually want to go play a Doom game because I'm not a Doom guy. So, that's coming out next year in 2025. Had the State of Decay 3, which we already knew that was a thing, just kind of an update, but
mean,
no gameplay,
It's
no
really
date.
nice. State of Decay is one of the only zombie game that I'm still actually excited for when I hear about.
Yeah. So no date on it though. So that was kind of disappointing because that's what I was, making notes of as we were going through. I was like, okay, so this has been no gameplay and we got no date. So it's just kind of an update. So hopefully you can
That
get.
was partial gameplay
Was that partial?
'cause if
I thought that was all
because it
trailer.
was partial cinematic, but when it ever showed like the shooting during the whole actual, it was actually in the style of how the other State of Decay 2 more played a little.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it did kind of cut between the two of them.
Gotcha. My bad. Then we had a quick trailer for Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which we had the full 20-minute gameplay reveal today. We'll chat about that on episode 176 this weekend.
The most I got out of that was Varric returns.
Yep.
And that everything after that, people who have gotten either early copies or early builds of it all went, that trailer doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, that was kind of the verdict I saw too.
Yeah, I saw some of that too.
Yeah. Which I thought the gameplay looked great. For the 20-minute reveal, we'll dive into that again this weekend. But I thought it looked good. I'm excited for it. Fall of this year. Got Starfield Shattered Space expansion coming this year. Hopefully, it's going to actually make the game interesting. That's my verdict on it.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching this reveal, it's Starfield the entire time. I could not have cared less.
Yeah, I gave no shits, which breaks my heart because I was so excited for this damn game last year, and it was a game. Fallout 76 Skyline Valley coming out tomorrow, actually on the 12th. But play as a ghoul in 2025. So
Looking solid.
Yep. 76 with its comeback story, baby. Shout out to that. Then had my game of the showcase, and that was Expedition 33. This game looks so freaking amazing. I loved it.
I'm on the fence about it. I mean, visually it looked outstanding. I'm more curious how the combat's actually going to feel because it looked like a weird mix of turn-based, but it seemed like there was some other mechanic going on in the background that I couldn't really pick out.
It was a kind of like turn-based with some
QTE.
rhythm QTE elements to it. Visually and the vibe of the game,
Fantastic.
this might be the thing that I came out of the most excited for. Just based
Same.
on what we saw of it, looked incredible. So I mean, this is like from the Xbox showcase, this might be the top of my like list of games that's like, yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot. But yeah, not quite sure how all the combat works. Same as you, Zach, where it's couldn't tell exactly everything that was going on.
I definitely agree to that vibe. I still thought it like the gameplay. I mean, it looked fine for me. Like I'm small brain, so I was like, okay, this looks fun. I'm here for this. The vibe, and the game, and the graphics, the aesthetic of it. That alone was just like the music, so good. I'm just like, this is it. This is my game. This is the one I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna cling on to this game for dear life for the next year. So no, Expedition 33 looked freaking incredible. Like I'm so excited for that one. South of Midnight. This one looked pretty interesting. I think that was Roger Clark that was voicing the Mudfish. A shout out to that. I thought it looked fun.
I've been
Yeah.
looking forward to that since like the first trailer we got. So
Yeah,
actually
'cause-
seeing gameplay was actually nice.
Yeah, because didn't we get like a brief little reveal for it
Yeah.
last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a cinematic trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just like a little. I think it was like just a little 10-second
that's what I
trailer
thought.
we got for it.
Yeah.
Looked interesting. I like the art style of it. It's not going to be a game that I'm going to jump into, but the art style and the vibe of it were honestly great.
Yeah. No, that's one I'm gonna keep my eye on. I'm gonna look forward to that one when it comes out. Got a nice trailer for World of Warcraft: The War Within. Looked sick. According to WoW fans, you know, a couple friends that play WoW, you know, hit me up and told me that good trailer, good trailer. Which WoW trailers are always good. You know, cinematics from WoW are always good. I'm not a WoW guy, but I can agree to that. That is August 26th, so big excitement there. Got a nice gameplay reveal for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. No date on this still. Originally, this was supposed to come out this year. It's totally not, obviously. But overall, it just seems like a faithful remake is the vibe that I got from it, from the vibe online, everyone talking about it and stuff. So, I mean, looks great. Looks exactly as apparently as expected and as it should. CFD Season 13. God, Season 13. Jesus Christ. That starts July 25th. Flintlock Siege of Dawn. That's coming out next month. I thought this game actually looked pretty cool. Coming out next month to Game Pass.
Still not a Souls person, but the combat definitely looked interesting.
Yeah. This is one that I might check out when it comes to Game Pass next month.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily sold on the game, but I mean, it's Game Pass. So there's a very real chance I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, there you go. Age of Mythology Retold. Actually got a look at this one from its original reveal coming out pretty soon, September 4th.
Yeah.
That's an immediate pickup for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna download that one. Yeah, it looked really good. I'm gonna download that one when it comes. What'd you guys think of Perfect Dark? This was the biggest surprise of the show. I didn't think it was gonna be there.
How much we actually got, it was surprising in terms of I mean, it's an overhauled Perfect Dark because the last game was literally almost 2 decades ago now at this point. I mean, looks solid. I mean, I'd be very curious to see more.
I'm on the I need to see more. I cannot. I've watched this trailer 3 or 4 times now. I cannot tell you if I'm excited for it.
And I want to see more as well because it did seem like it was a mix of stage stuff mixed with gameplay. Because some of the stuff that happened, I'm like, I would have to see how it actually feels in game because it just looks too pre-done.
Yeah, it almost looked too much like a showcase of the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic about it. It's a game that I would have said it wasn't going to be here,
Yeah, same.
but it's showing up. I'm happy that it showed up. I'm optimistic for it. I need to see more
Yeah.
before I can get excited for it.
See, I think what they showed, I thought it looked great personally, but I would love to see some more on it, you know, because it's like we've heard so many horror stories about the game, you know. But I think what they showed, I thought was a nice showcase of what they're trying to go for. I thought it looked great. Never been a big Perfect Dark guy, so I'm not gonna say I'm excited, but I walked away impressed. I was more so impressed it was there. Shout out to what John sent me in the message
Yeah.
when it came out. Oh, it exists.
Yeah, I messaged him. I went, it does exist.
Because fair, that game was reaching the same levels as the Metroid Prime 4, where it's like,
Yep.
is this game real? Does it actually exist? So, but no date on it at all. Didn't even give him a window. Didn't even give you a 2025. So, maybe 2025, and they just don't want to hammer that yet. But either way, I mean, I think they're cooking something. You know what I mean? I definitely say they're
We've got a lot more than we thought was actually made.
correct. Yes, they're definitely cooking. There's no doubt about that. Next up, we had Diablo 4: Vessel of Hatred coming out October 8th, and then Fable 2025. Guys, you got the reveal. The release year for the game.
I'm really curious what the hell is going on in this Fable, since our two main trailers got it. It's literally like um documentary stuff of just people talking about things.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure what's actually going on.
I was telling Alex before you got here, Zach. Even with, I don't know what it is. I'm starting to get excited for Fable
I mean, same.
because I really, like you mentioned, this kind of like this trailer where it's the greatest hero of Albion,
Retire.
kind of telling the kind of like telling you his tale and how he trained this previous hero. I don't know what it is about the way they did that. I'm 100% on board for I would rather that than like some VO going about it.
Oh yeah, most
And
definitely.
I'm on board for it so far. I don't really understand it yet, but I'm
I did like the
starting to get
nice
excited.
little bait and switch with it of just it was made you think that he was talking about your character, then the reveal right at the end of some female mage's hand or whatever that was.
That part right there, like as soon as the hand came out and kind of the shadow tendrils start going, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah. No, I was impressed with it personally. Like I'm on board with this game. Like I'm ready for it. I was hoping this I think out of Expedition 33 and Fable were the only ones where I was just like towards the end it's like, come on, this year. And as soon as it popped 25, I was like, fuck. That it was one of the only ones for me because I'm on board with it, man. I think it looks great. The Forza engine that they've been making the game in, which was kind of weird to us whenever that was kind of coming out. I was like, that's Forza looks great. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of an interesting engine to use for Fable. But whatever, do your thing. You cook. I think it's paid off. I think the game looks incredible. I am very curious about the story direction as well, like Zach said. But hey, I'm here for the game, dude. I think it looks great. That trailer hooked me for it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the game. 2025 is shaping out to be a pretty solid year for games. No doubt about that. Next, we had another hero shooter, Fragpunk. This one looked interesting, though, in my opinion. I thought the card-based mechanics I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, the whole world changing thing mid match or beginning a match is a nice touch to
help you stand out.
Yes.
Yeah, like the big heads. I thought the big heads was funny.
Yeah, whenever it showed the big head, all I could think is so they literally just took the extra modes or stuff you had to unlock in classic shooter games,
like
and have just
GoldenEye.
made it into a game.
Yep.
As the resident hater of hero shooters, this game looks fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Here we go. If John's on board, it's gonna be great.
the card aspect of it and changing how the game actually plays. As long, I will qualify this, as long as that is semi-random or like it's something you choose, and like if it's just something where like you can go in.
From what it looks like, each person brings in a set of 3 cards with them.
Yeah, but as long as most of them are fun and not just because the thing is it's like you can have some fun cards to alter it, but also it's gonna be the thing of there's gonna be the cards that are clearly like everybody's gonna want to use because everybody's gonna want to win.
Yep.
This is gonna be this will be a great hero shooter to jump in and fuck around.
Yes. Yeah, no, this game looks really like a lot of fun, honestly. I was here for it immediately when I saw the big heads. I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be a stupid fun time. I'm here for this game. This game looks great. Now, what I am curious though, why the sudden surgence of hero shooters? You know what I mean? Like, is it just because of like the development time of things that everyone like Overwatch is at its peak a few years ago, and everyone the development time of now we're just starting to see the payoff from it, or
Blizzard killed
whatever.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
That's why everyone thought they had an opportunity.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, what's going on? Is it trying to capitalize on Overwatch dying, or is it just when the development for everything started when Overwatch is at its peak, and they're just trying to hit in the genre? I don't know. Either way, it's like that's like what now 3 hero shooters in the span of just this year announced with
Yep.
Concord, Marvel Rivals, and now Fragpunk. It's like okay, genre's starting to get a little inflated. Then we had Winterborough, John.
Game looked incredible.
His game of the
I know.
show.
This is I was talking to Alex beforehand, and it's like of like some of the smaller games that were shown. I don't know I don't know why this one stuck out to me. The entire time I was watching it, I was like this. I was like, this is 100% a game that I am picking up and I'm playing.
That was a John game.
Yeah, it's like this game, like Winterborough, is the type of games that like a lot of times we would get in a summer games fest and it'd be full of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's in the Xbox showcase, and I'm like, okay, well here's where some of the games I was excited.
Here's
about
what I was expecting in Summer Game Fest.
But yeah, no, that Winterborough, for whatever reason, that is 100% like that stood out to me as much as Expedition 33.
Yeah, John asked me before the show, it's just like, oh, what were some of your favorite like smaller titles? And I'm looking through there and I'm kind of shouting them out, and I shout Winterborough, and he's just like, that was my game of the show. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm super excited for that game.
Does not really surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me either. It happens every year. Every year, John fixates on one smaller game. Was like, that's it. That's the game. That's the game right there. Shout out, man. Then we had Mixtape revealed. Seemed like a interesting game.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was during the initial stream, but when I watched it back, it was muted because of copyright.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
funny.
So like pretty much the entire trailer was just muted. I was like, seems like an interesting concept. Seems like one of those experience games that I'd play, but I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And when this one was being shown, I was like, a fantastic concept, fantastic vibes for it. And again, this one's not really for me, but I liked. It's one of those weird ones where I can watch it and I go, I like everything I'm seeing here, but I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. We had Flight Sim 2024 coming out November 19th. Then we had an ESO piece, of course, which 10-year celebration of the game. Play all DLC for free, and the expansion The Gold Road comes out June 18th. Shout out to ESO. 10 years strong. And then Life is Strange, double exposure. Return of Max.
That was amazing.
Return of Max,
Actually,
man.
Amazing call out. It made me want to go play through Life is Strange again.
Dude, same. I'm pumped. I'm so excited for this, bro. Yeah, October 29th, man. I'm so ready.
This was the weird part of the showcase for me, because I had to leave at about this point in the show, like right before this.
Oof.
Flight Sim was the last thing that I saw.
Oh,
And Alex starts messaging me, and I'm reading what he put in his message, and I'm trying to decode it.
yeah, because
I'm like-
I abbreviated Life is Strange, LIS, and I said Max.
he just said something about like Max returning to LIS is huge. I'm like, fuck are you on about?
That's fair. We don't talk about Life is Strange enough to pick up LIS immediately.
Yeah, I mean, from the original Life is Strange and that I mean, I loved it. It was hell, that was back with Date Night.
Yeah,
Yep.
shout out to Date Night.
Yeah, no, it looked great. It legitimately, when I went back and watched it, makes me want to just sit down and play Life is Strange.
Facts. It's been a long time since I've played Life is Strange. They
John,
have like the remake or the remaster. I want to pick that up.
What you say is that?
I forget, John. Did you ever play 2?
Uh, yeah, I played through at least like half of it.
Okay.
I still haven't
And
played
then
2. I played True Colors. True Colors is fantastic.
yeah, it'll be one where I'll probably like pick up any of the ones that I don't have, and then just sit down and
Binge
play
it.
through all of them.
Yeah. Like I said, True Colors was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that one. Never played 2. Will play 2 at some point. But I am, after seeing this and seeing Max returning, I am itching to play the first one again. So I may pick up that remaster or the remake, whichever, I don't know, whatever it was. I may pick that up and play through that game again because it's such a great game. So that was one of the highlights of the show as well, personally. Then we had a look at Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, which my opinion on this stays the same. If you're an Indiana Jones fan, this game is going to be unbelievable for you. I just don't really give a shit about Indiana Jones. That's just
I was
me.
gonna say I mean this question with no disrespect. Is anyone excited for this game?
No,
Amongst us? No.
no.
Like, because this is like they keep hyping this game up, and I know we're not excited for it. I wasn't sure if like Alex, you just said you were. I wasn't sure if Zach was in any way, shape, or form. I assumed probably not. I see nothing about this game when they show something on it.
Mhm.
Like they
Like
show
people talking about it?
I see no reaction to any of this.
So the reaction I see is from people that just seem to be diehard Indiana Jones fans, and they love it. Like and that's why apparently it's being well acclaimed within the fandom and needs to be acclaimed in. Of where it's just like you can tell. Like I've seen people talk about, you can tell the developers like sat down and watched every movie 34 times, to make this game. Like you can tell, and you can tell Troy Baker is busting his ass to do respect to Harrison Ford, which I agree he is. It's like I think all the vibes are there. I think the game is probably going to be reviewed unbelievably well. Potentially a game of the year contender. I'll go ahead and throw it out there because it's going to nail the fandom perfectly. Yeah, and it's just we're not the fandom, and we're not in the fandom, so we don't see all the fandom conversation.
Yeah.
I
was
see
gonna
it just
say,
I
'cause
follow so much shit on Twitter for the show.
Yeah, it's like I'm not in any of the circles that talks about this game, I guess.
Yeah.
And
What if you play?
What's that?
Nothing.
And oh, okay, that took me a second. But it's one where I have seen no reaction to anything with it. So if people that are excited about it are really excited and love the way it looks, that's fantastic.
Yeah. To my understanding, the vibe they've nailed the vibe perfectly. That's what I'm with you, John. I look at the game and I don't see anything appealing. I'm like, I mean, I from taking my own personal opinion out of it, yeah, I can see appealing things about it, but my personal opinion kind of overwhelms things for me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. But I don't know. Apparently, it's going to be a banger. That's the vibe. So shout out to that coming out this year. No actual date though, just still 2024. That was the one thing interesting about this whole showcase is barely any actual release dates.
Just years.
Yeah, just years. Even for stuff coming out this year, still just 2024, fall 2024.
Well, we got a decent, like if you look through the list, we got a decent amount of release dates.
Yeah.
For what's coming out in 2024.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of release dates for anything 2025. They just said 2025. But relative to what's coming out this year, we got quite a few release dates on it, which I had to go back and watch it. When I first watched the showcase, I was not gonna lie, I was getting a little irritated with all the 2025. But when you go back and look at it, there was a decent amount of this year with release dates, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna hammer them for all the 2025 because most of it I'm excited for.
Yeah, true. Let's see. We got another look at Mecha Break. So Mecha Break doing work this weekend, Summer Game Fest and Xbox. Got a beta this year coming out next year. Which that was the extra bit for the Xbox show is that it actually got those dates versus Summer Game Fest just getting a trailer, I think. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, 2025 on that one. Got another look at Avowed coming out this year. Apparently November 12th, I think, and that was per Obsidian's website. Why they just didn't reveal it in the trailer, I don't know, but whatever. But apparently coming out in November. I think it looks fun. It doesn't blow me away, but it looks fun.
Avowed is one where I don't like. For me personally, the trailers aren't doing the game justice, in my opinion. This is going to be one where I will probably pick this game up and play it to see if it plays as good as I hope it does.
Yeah, I feel that because that's how I felt towards the trailer so far. Is that I think it looks good, but it's not been blowing me away. It's still just one of those games that okay, yes, I'm excited for this game. I'm gonna play it because it's gonna come to Game Pass. This is not a game that I would spend $70 on. This is a game that if it wasn't on Game Pass, I would wait for a sale, just based on the look of it, for my personal taste and vibe. But since it is the Game Pass, yeah, I'm excited. I'll play it.
I think the problem with all the Avowed trailers is every time a new trailer for it comes out, I watch it and I go, that's not what I wanted to know about the game. It's
Fair.
a weird feeling for every trailer that I've seen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Then we had Fall 2025, basically another Fallout type game.
I'm interested in this one.
I am too.
Not excited for it, but interested.
Yeah. What'd you say, Zach?
I said I didn't watch this one.
Okay. Yeah, it's like another Fallout. That's what it is. I thought it looked entertaining. So that's one to keep a lookout for. Then got the Assassin's Creed Shadows spot. Also got an actual release date for Stalker 2 finally, which I'm very happy for them on that. With everything been going on with the war, they are Ukraine-based studio, so it's been shafted quite a bit. So I'm excited for them coming out September 5th. So big shout to Stalker 2.
Picking that up?
No.
Zach,
So
are you picking up Stalker 2?
what?
Are you? Yeah. Okay.
All
All right. Looks like it's just me.
Just John.
I didn't realize you were even interested in that game, John. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree.
No idea about anything Stalker related, but I'm gonna give it a go.
There you go. There you go. All right, then we just had Sarah Bond come on, and she revealed some new consoles that are all coming later this year. And the all-digital white Xbox Series X, 1 terabyte, that was previously leaked. The Series S white with 1 terabyte, which was previously only in the black color. And then a new Series X 2 terabyte, a Galaxy Black edition, which I thought looked pretty cool. Those are all coming out this holiday. No handheld or anything, but I did want to shout this out. Phil Spencer was asked about a handheld in an interview after the showcase and everything. And he did the traditional PR of where it's like, can't really talk about too much of things, blah, blah, blah. And then he gave everyone the hints that it's happening, where he's just like, if we were to have one, this is what I would want out of it. And then he was also asked the native question for it. And he's just like, well, if we have a handheld, I think it'd be important for things to be able to be played natively, not just a streaming or cloud device. So it's like, okay, all right. He also did say that he does think they need to have one. So next generation of Xbox, baby. I'm feeling it. We're going to have a Xbox handheld. I feel like it's just going to replace the Xbox Series S. Basically, you'll have the console that's the all-in-one, does everything. You're not going to have two separate consoles, and you're going to have the handheld.
I will say, important note during this section, they did note, or they did take a moment to specify they are working on the next generation of consoles.
Yep. Which is
nice to know.
It is, and it honestly, to me, it just makes it feel like this generation has just flown by. Because there's been so much. Because of 2020, there's been so much shit where we've taken so long to cross the bridge from the previous gen to the current gen, where it's like, I still feel like we just got past the bridge. You know what I mean? We just got past the bridge into this current gen, and now the current gen is going to probably end in like 2 years, which is wild to think about to me. So, I don't know. It's been a weird generation. Probably the weirdest generation of gaming, for sure.
Yeah.
And then ended with Gears of War E-Day. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this.
I was about to say I can actually work with that one because we're going back to events that people read about and whatnot. I don't think they've ever deep dove into
Nope.
it besides maybe in books.
Nope, never have deep dove in this besides like some books and stuff. Like it's a very untouched landscape of possibilities, something that everyone wants to know. One thing I did see from people asking about it, they did clarify that they're not abandoning, Kate's story with 4 and 5.
Yeah.
They will finish it, but this is just a topic of Gears history that just has so much passion behind it that they wanted to make this game. Which I'm fucking here for. I'm so excited for Emergence today, bro. I'm
Oh man, I'll
so
actually
pumped.
go back and play Gears because I'm very curious if we'll actually see the events that lead to Marcus being in that prison all way back in the first game.
Yeah. No, I'm so immensely excited. I know one thing to shout out for anyone that may have either forgotten or they're not as freshened on their Gears lore. If you're a diehard like Cole fan or a Baird, they might be in the game, but I doubt it. Considering at this time frame, Marcus and Dom they have not met Cole and Baird yet.
Yeah.
So I will be curious to see who the team will be. I imagine Ty will probably be one because I think they knew Ty at this point, if I remember.
Believe they did.
So a young Ty will probably be a team member, and probably the original of oh my god,
Carmine.
Carmine. Thank you. Probably the original. Probably a Carmine. Let's go, baby. Another Carmine. Let's go. And he's just gonna fucking die. Poor bastard.
You never know. He might be the second one that lives.
Yeah, the OG one or something. I don't know. If there is an OG before the one in the first game, I'm not sure if there was. I can't remember.
I don't remember if they ever said how big their family was.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, this is so exciting as a Gears fan, dude. Emergence Day, like that being the next game coming out, like that's peak. That's 10 out of 10. Because it gave such a vibe of Gears 1, of like the darker vibe, and just the brutality of what Gears 1 had. And like the trailer they went for really showcased that, where it's like, this is Emergence Day. This is a new threat, a completely new threat. And you saw a single bitch ass locust tossing Marcus like a rag doll. You know what I mean? Like no one knows how to fight this threat yet. Yeah, like just a little scrub, right? So it makes me so excited of what the possibilities are going to be for this game and seeing just the threat level of the game. Like I can't wait to see what it's going to be like fighting the first Berserker in the game. I'm
more curious to see how the event flies with the first night the Krill show up.
True. Oh God, I'm so excited. I also saw one thing that I don't know if you caught this, Zach, but I thought this was so damn funny. After the trailer, Jeff Keighley just had to put out a pretty condescending tweet about the game, where he said, "Oh, this fantastic Gears piece that you saw was a CG trailer made by Lyran Studios or whatever, blah blah blah." And multiple devs respond. It's just like, "Hey, just giving you the heads up. Everything in this trailer was used with real in-game assets. Like everything that you saw was actual real in-game assets made with the Unreal Engine 5. It wasn't just a CG. It wasn't a CG trailer." And everyone's just like, man, Jeff with a condescending, like, little asshole tweet here, because everyone's like, he's probably just upset that his showcase sucked compared to the Xbox showcase. I'm just like, possibly, because he puts out the trademark. What did you think of the show? And I think if you go back and look at the poll rating for his show, it was unanimously a D or lower. It wasn't even close. And then you do look at the Xbox one he put up, and it was like an A or B, and it was not close. So I thought that was funny, but no, the game looks fantastic, dude. I'm so damn excited for the Gears of War E-Day. That's going to be a peak game. I cannot wait to play it. No date though. No date. Disappointed on that one. But overall though, top to bottom, showcase was fantastic. Based on the board that I wrote too small on, I'm giving this bad boy a 9 for amazing, because it is incredible. Now they just have to deliver on everything. That's the key thing. We got to deliver.
For me personally, I want to say 8. This very well could have been a 9 for me. Only problem with it, not a Gears fan.
Fair.
So, like for me, as soon as it started up, I went, Gears people are gonna be happy. I'm out.
That's fair.
So for me, the show essentially ended on the new consoles, which, is what it is. Still a very good showcase.
Yep. What about you, Zach?
I mean, overall, from the bits I watched, I was happy with the show. I would definitely give it an 8.
Very good. All right, here we go. Nah, I think that was honestly one of the best showcases we've seen in years, personally, and that was honestly the vibe across the board. The opinion across the board is like, this is one of the best gaming showcases we've seen like in years. Even some of the most like hardcore of haters who like the most critique ass bitches that I follow on YouTube and Twitter were even saying, okay, no, this was a very good showcase. It's like, oh damn, if they're saying it, then that's oh man, it's hell froze over. Again.
I mean, if you look back at it, this is probably the best showcase Xbox has done in
ever
the past. Well, I mean, if you look back, it's definitely the best showcase the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, really when we started complaining about Xbox showcases because we've had nothing.
Yeah.
And just it's a good feeling to. It's a good feeling to come out of not even just an Xbox showcase, but a showcase in general. This excited.
Yeah.
True. Now, like the main thing though is they just have to deliver on it. You know, they show us a lot of great stuff, gave us a lot of loose release dates. You know, for some of the bigger, the big hitters, whatever. It's like you just got to deliver on it. You deliver on it, and we can truly look back at this showcase like, yes, this showcase really was an absolute banger. But just got to deliver. So. All right, let me shout out our last sponsor, Agent Inc. You can use the referral link down below. Pick up one of our 2 hats or one of our 4 jerseys, the Sparky 3, the AniMan Plus, the Gamesthetic, or the ATFS, which the Gamesthetic will have the updated logo on it here very soon. So definitely go check out some merch here soon. We'd appreciate that. All right, so no weekly wrap up for today's episode. We'll do that on Saturday. We'll also shout out Ubisoft Forward, Dragon Age gameplay, and really anything else we want to talk about. Do we want to do Gamestetic Game of the Week? John, you're up, or do you want to wait till Saturday? Wait till Saturday?
We can't wait till Saturday. The thing is, I'm gonna shout the same game out regardless.
Yeah.
And it's just to get it out of the way because at some point I'm gonna talk about this game. Talked about it plenty already. So if you want me to go ahead and do it here, I will.
We can do it Saturday, so that way we don't double up 2 games in a week, whatever. We'll just do it Saturday, keep it clean, because I usually upload those every following Saturday as well. So those clips. So we'll do it Saturday. So shout out to that. Boys, anything else you want to shout out with Summer Game Fest or Xbox Showcase, or anything else you want to shout out?
I got nothing.
All I'll say is, Xbox Showcase, good to be back.
Facts.
Summer Game Fest. I'm optimistic about next year.
Okay. I mean, with how next year's looking to be like the same level of hype that last year was. So I agree with you. All right, boys. Music's playing. Last thoughts. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Let us know your thoughts on what you think and what your rating is, and if you can read our rating board.
Wow.
Yeah, do everything he said more. And if you like what you saw here, we'll do this again Saturday, probably about 6 p.m. Central Time, somewhere around there. But yeah, if you do leave us a rating down below, try to use the metric we go by, because
that's right.
Ours is a little different than what people typically look at.
And we'll make it nice and pretty, and I'll put it somewhere over here. I'll take one of the jerseys down or move them around or something, and I'll hang it. Tyler, if you're watching, and I think you are, I need another whiteboard. Hook me up. All right, but yeah, make sure to also check us out at the 2 sponsors, Agent Inc. and Rogue Energy, with their referral links down below, and check us out at our merch store, Sparky3shop.com. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, guys. Bye.